Hello everyone, I'm Candace. This is Eclectic Coach, and I'm excited to jump into your reading today. And this is kind of what you need to know over the next 3 days. Kind of what I do here is I tune into the piece that I created, and then I draw cards. So if you're interested also in Oracle coaching, this is where we really do some intense exercises to tune into your guidance. Now, not like crazy intense, but just to really help you get very, very clear on the messages that you're receiving. And then we keep track of that and then do coaching related things as to how to follow through on reaching those goals, like visualization or belief system work. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check out the link in the description box below. And I do a 4-part coaching package. All right, so let's jump into your reading here. And looking at the next 3 days, and I kind of create these spreads here. And so some themes that are going to be activated in the next 3 days. Okay, so those just flipped. Kind of have a system for how I read, and okay, so I'm kind of just getting this feeling of over the next 3 days, some themes that are coming up. I'm kind of just I'm getting the image of like a rolling feeling. So maybe there were some feelings of self-doubt, overly reflecting on yourself, on a situation, some rumination, but then you decide over the next 3 days that you're going to follow your passion. You're going to get involved. You're going to take what you can control or do what you can and really focus on it. Because I'm seeing the letting go of this energy of excessive contemplation and self-doubt and making you feel powerless and not confident, and just deciding, okay, well, I'm just going to get in there and I'm going to focus on what I can when it's related to, my career, my accomplishments, being compensated for my creative talents. So I see you over the next 3 days getting involved in creative outlets, hobbies, side ventures, business, work, just the minutia of work. And there's going to be sometimes these feelings of sadness, of like melancholy I'm hearing. Maybe it is getting warmer, but it's maybe raining a lot, or it's still snowing, and maybe you still feel kind of isolated. But I do see you reaching out to other people for comfort and love and support, and that's exactly what you should do. Focus on what you can, roll up your sleeves. I'm hearing get about the business of the isness, which I heard from Marie Forleo when she talks about not being overly invested in the outcome and just being really focused on the day-to-day tasks. And I see, Pomodoros, like where you set 20-minute, 25-minute timers, and you just, okay, I may not be able to get it all done, but I'm going to focus on what I can. And when these feelings of sadness creep up, I'm also getting that you can talk to friends and family, and you're being encouraged to do that. And if you do that, you'll have comfort. But I also feel like, and you're also going to be able, over the next 3 days, get advice from somebody, someone who's a professional, somebody who's objective. I'm getting maybe like legal advice, maybe a counselor, but it's going to feel, what I'm getting for these next 3 days is that it's going to feel like you're moving forward, I'm hearing. But it's going to feel somewhat unemotional. Like you're going to be definitely, the theme around these next 3 days is about moving forward, advocating for yourself, being intellectual, because this is the King of Swords. But in this one, it's like he's this sage. He's like this old wise man. So maybe I'm getting, and also from this bear, like a like-minded friend, a trusted friend, somebody who has wisdom that you can communicate with. If it's a friend thing where you reach out because you're feeling kind of sad. But if it's this professional relationship and in work, it's going to feel pretty good to be able to intellectualize things so that you're not like drowning in your emotions. So it's going to be a very mental 3 days. Roll up your sleeves, focus on work. And yeah, so it's going into Monday, I believe, when I post this, although this is a timeless reading for any time. I see that happening over the next 3 days. So how to take care of yourself emotionally. So I'm going to pull from this moon deck here because, let's see. I'm going to pull from this moon deck because the moon is all about emotions, and if you feel like you're all over the place emotionally, attending to your moon cycles and the cycle of the moon can be really helpful. How did that get in there? So, okay, so we've got this. So, how to take care of yourself emotionally is to focus very objectively on what it is that you want. Acknowledge that it's not going to be seamless all the time, but you can still move forward. And you might be feeling kind of tired or burnt out emotionally, but just there's this feeling of pushing through that even sometimes making these videos or doing different things that I'm experiencing more of now as I'm following through is this actual feeling of just like slowly pushing your energy forward. I've got some Mars moon stuff, and so I know this feeling of like kind of getting stuck in my emotions. And so one of the things that can be really helpful is I'm just going to focus on this for 25 minutes. I'm just going to move forward in the best way that I can, in the most present way that I can, and not take it all on forever, but just emotionally exert your will by moving it forward. I'm just seeing these cycles as it moves to fruition, as it moves to completion. Just emotionally exert your will. Not in a manipulative way, but just what I'm getting is contain yourself emotionally, be clear-minded, be objective. Yes, these feelings are going to come up. I'm getting contain this seeing of the way she's holding this here, like hold the energy in your field. I don't know. Okay. So, how to stay mentally healthy over these next 3 days. So what I'm getting is, contain your emotions, be objective, think through them. Sometimes it's easier to intellectualize your emotions than to go through this deep feeling place. I'm just saying, don't stuff them unconsciously, but be aware of them and choose to contain and to move through and to move forward in the cycle. Okay, so mentally, how do we do this? For those people who picked group number 1. Okay, we got a flipper here. All right, yep. So mentally, see yourself as the emperor. Use logic and structure to increase your success. Build systems, clean up your systems. Go through, organize those emails, organize those templates, organize what you've written, what you've created. Think about how you can, in a heart-centered way though, like place your energy on your heart if you start to feel unbalanced. But how can you complete things? Be a firm but compassionate leader. So mentally, over these next 3 days of having some emotions and like a kind of a rolling feeling, how can you be emotionally mature? How can you move things forward? How can you use logic and structure to channel your energy? Do you need to go to bed earlier, wake up earlier? What do you need to do in a very practical way to contain yourself? But I'm also getting just at work, because the 3 of Earth is very much a work card. Like in your projects, at work, how can you, as the Emperor, move yourself forward and get into action, get into pushing forward, seek wise counsel if you need to. Be aware of your emotions, but contain them in a healthy way. Deal with them in a healthy way. Talk them out with a trusted friend. Energies to consciously activate. Energies to consciously activate. Okay. So take time to review the details carefully. Like I'm seeing this card and how they're just like really getting into with their hands, like focusing on what they're doing. And review the details, because you're going to win in the end. So over the next 3 days, no, you're going to win in the end. And you've got wise counsel on your side. And this owl, this wise old owl. You have, I'm hearing intelligent components working on your side. And what I'm getting is, don't borrow excessively. Do the best you can with what you have right now at this time. Don't be borrowing, but also don't be giving out your energy unscrupulously. Like you need to be the Emperor here. And sometimes, and I'm just thinking of this article I read about, talking about Elon Musk or whatever, by his ex-wife, and she was saying, and she actually gave a talk on TED, which I really liked, which is the DPS. But she was talking about how he says no a lot. So no, and he, you know, whatever your thoughts are about this person, I think he's like a brilliant entrepreneur, obviously, but he says no a lot. So consider where you're going to have to say no to people over the next 3 days in order to effectively manage your energy, and to recognize that there is an economy of time and of everything, and to invest that into important projects that are important to you. You're going to need to take care of exerting your will, and that means knowing what you want over the next 3 days. Even though, yeah, you might be having these emotions come up, this is going to be how you deal with it and move forward in a way that's like super constructive. And I'm also hearing to give you permission if you need it, which you don't, but if sometimes we all feel like we need social encouragement or social approval, and you're being encouraged to just recognize that sometimes it's okay to just say no, like I can't do that right now, or to negotiate, and to remember that your relationships are a negotiation of needs, and you're going to need to review the details and see where you can and cannot give right now as you like heal your own heart, as you review things objectively, as you move forward in this very emperor logical structured way. So I hope that that was helpful for those of you, piece number 1, looking at the next 3 days. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check out my coaching. Thanks. Hello everyone, I'm Candace and this is Eclectic Coach. Welcome to your reading. Alright, so we're just going to jump in here and we're going to look at some of the themes that are going to be emerging over the next 3 days. If you like this, be sure to like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I kind of only create these videos when I feel like inspired, otherwise they kind of don't come together for me. And I'm going to try to burn this without burning myself really quick. Just to kind of clear the energy. Be sure to take a deep breath and see what resonates. When you kind of listen to some of these readings, it's important to just be aware of sometimes like a phrase will jump out or just a certain piece of what someone says will jump out. So I hope that you find something useful here. Keeping in mind that these are general readings, and if you want something more personal, let's do some oracle coaching. That's where we tune into your guidance around things that are going on in your life, and then we structure it so that you can actually follow through on that guidance and make your life really magical. So check out the link in the description below. But let's jump in here. So what are some of the themes that are going to be going on in the next 3 days for you? Flippers only. Flippers only. Okay. So sleep. I'm hearing to get 3 here. Didn't flip, so flippers only. Sometimes this is why I read offline. Okay, so we'll take all 3 of these. And I'm not going to be reading reversals for your reading here. So sleep is going to be very important over these next 3 days. I'm hearing circadian rhythms, addressing those. And I'm getting something just around your overall feeling of well-being. Make sure you're getting enough sleep so that you can be like in a loving energy, be in a loving headspace, a loving heart space, so that you feel good about yourself. I'm also getting if you start getting stressed out at all this week, really tune into your heart, into love, into reminding yourself who you are as a spiritual being, and that you are loved, and that you're loved by God and the angels and the whole universe, and that everything that happens to you is a learning experience, and that Abraham Hicks saying, you can't get it wrong because you can't get it done, is coming to mind. And that you are triumphant, not just in the future with the things that you create, but right now you are triumphant. And everything you're going through is a learning experience, and exactly the way that it's supposed to be, because life is about learning and living and learning. And so make sure you give yourself rest, care. I'm hearing that spiritual messages are coming through for you, and that love is communicating to you, like spirit is communicating to you through your dreams about a specific learning experience, and that you are going to be triumphant. But themes related to self-care and sleep, themes related to unconditional love, themes related to I'm hearing whatever you're learning and going through, and themes related to just feeling like a triumphant, successful human being as you are right now. But for some of you, I'm getting that you will get specific guidance from higher intelligence, from your higher self, related to a learning experience that will help you be triumphant. So however that resonates with you, and you know that it resonates with you, like when you feel like a shift in your body in some way, when you feel like, like you feel like kind of like a click feeling, or maybe a ding goes off as I say something, or as, you know, you listen to these readings as somebody says something and then somebody shows up, or somebody talks about a bird and then a bird lands in front of you or something, or you see something in your environment that signals something that's going on in the reading. That's confirmation. So how you can take care of yourself emotionally through this. Oh, a moon card came out. I'm just going to set that there, because actually this wasn't even the moon deck, but the moon card came out. And that was actually in the last reading. Maybe I just accidentally set that there. So, and that was about will. So if you were drawn to the first, and just as I got done saying about paying attention to what's going on in your physical environment and how that lines up intuitively, and I'm hearing pay attention to what's going on in your physical environment. Powerful, intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear. Yeah, because you are going to be triumphant. And if there's something that you've wanted, and it hasn't been happening, that's a part of a learning experience for you. But what you're getting, and the moon card, and I just felt like I should flip it over, and then it was will, which was for the last reading. And then the moon card just flipped out here. So yeah, moon cycles are going to be important to you. Planning according to the moon can really help you. Planning to adjust your sleep, I'm hearing, around if you are moon cycle sensitive and you maybe have trouble sleeping around the time of the full moon. I'm hearing pay attention to your energy levels around certain times of the moon. Some people feel very invigorated and very wild during the full moon. And so other people feel very sleepy and overwhelmed, like they really pushed through the new moon and achieving their goals, and now they get to rest and enjoy the culmination of events that happen on the full moon. But I'm hearing plan according to your moon, plan your sleep according to the moon, and be aware of intuitive epiphanies that happen in sleep, as they're going to help you be triumphant in whatever it is that you're trying to create for yourself, in the will that you have for yourself. So, how to stay mentally healthy over the next 3 days. Mentally healthy. Okay, let's see. Mentally healthy over the next 3 days. Okay, so I'm hearing, I don't know if you've ever heard of a fire ritual, but one powerful thing that you can go do is find a stick outside, like a small stick with 2 little forks on it. I might even have one here. Like something like that. And you blow into the stick. And one side of the fork represents the past, and the other side of the fork represents the future that you want to create. And you blow into it, and you say your prayers, and you invite in the angels, and call in the 7 directions, and you let go of the past. Because I love what Alberto Villoldo, one of my favorite shamans, says about consciousness. And it's not just understanding how consciousness works that helps us change. It's engaging with it through ceremony and through like using symbolism and intention and presence that we're able to transform our experience. So maybe writing out all the things that you're upset about or that have hurt you, or that are blocking you from this unconditional love. Something over the next 3 days is going to help you understand this learning experience from a deeper level, and maybe writing it out and then going and burning it in a pot. And if you don't want the pot to get too hot, put some sand in the bottom of it, or some dirt, and burn it. Or just like write it on a small piece of paper and let it go, and maybe flush it down the toilet or something. but you're not trapped. So understand that. Understand that everything is energy, and energy is always moving. And I'm hearing something about, I just intuitively, something about astrology, and like studying astrology and understanding and seeing how everything's changing and shifting and how you're a part of this bigger thing might be able to help you transcend your own individual, small, separated self ego from whatever's going on. You're a part of this bigger thing. Okay. So using the element of fire is going to be good. Okay, energies to consciously activate over the next 3 days. Spirit, energies to consciously activate over the next 3 days. I'm just feeling like I should burn this real quick. Up. Ah. Now I've got a lot of smoke here. Okay, so energies to consciously activate. Too many cards. Way too many cards. Spirit, thank you for guiding me in talent piece number 2, which energies to consciously activate. Energies. Okay, so, and I heard this, but I didn't say it for some reason, but activate passion. So it's time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizon. Get into your creativity. That's an energy to activate over these next couple days. I'm hearing implement some of the things you've learned in some sort of fun way. Or activate your passion, your energy. Because you're going to be triumphant. Let go of these limitations or this way of seeing yourself as small. Exert your will. Utilize the phases of the moon to manage your energy more effectively. And get optimistic and enthusiastic because you're about to be triumphant with something. And you're going to receive intuitive epiphanies and insights when you sleep. Make the space in your room and around your bed and to really get some good, deep sleep. Maybe take some melatonin. Not a doctor. Don't use any of this in lieu of medical advice, but take what your creative ideas and what you're passionate about and take it to the dream space. Also, I'm going to be having a course coming out soon about dreaming. Check that out, and my own deck. So look at that if you're interested. When I have it, there will be a link in the description below. But go after your dreams. Get happy. Get excited. So specific spirit advice. Specific spirit advice here. And okay. So the candle just went out. And I just want to say about the candle going out. And that got my attention, so I have to reshuffle here. But about the candle going out is you're going to have to rest. And you're going to have to balance these feelings of it's time to go after your dreams and do something that expands your horizons. Pay attention to things that are going on in your physical environment, maybe as a cue of when you need to get some sleep. So if you're working on creative projects or you're working on something and you start messing it up because you're pushing and you're tired, give yourself that space to rest. And moons are all about cycles, so honor your cycles. Okay, so specific advice. Okay, so maybe that was part of the specific advice, is that you need to honor your specific cycles. Yeah, Okay, so some specific advice for those of you who love so much. That's so beautiful. I'm getting that for you moms, you nurses, you caretakers, you people who work in any sort of caring profession. You give a lot. You give a lot to others, perhaps too much, and you're being guided specifically to look at where you need to get some rest and plan in tandem with the moon cycle and your specific menstrual calendar moon cycle. So that's some specific advice and some specific encouragement from Spirit. Really quick to wrap up your reading is what now? Okay, so he wants to come out a lot. So, some encouragement is to look at some things objectively, reach out and get some advice. Remember, you're not alone in anything. And also I'm being called to remind you that if you feel like, okay, I don't have anyone and I don't have the resources to pay for advice, or something along those lines, like where you just don't feel like you have access, call on guides in spirit. There's a guide for everything in the non-physical realms that just hang out and want to help you. And you can access the spiritual realms and communicate with them through various types of meditations. And I'm getting, this is a very specific piece of advice that seems to be coming through in all of these readings over the next 3 days. Maybe it's what's going on in the larger astrology here, but be objective, be fair-minded, be unemotional. To the best of your ability. And also I'm being told that you can make changes from right where you are. You don't need to, the grass isn't greener necessarily on the other side. With everything that you have now, you can come to solutions for this learning experience. You can transform the parts of your ego. You can transmute it. You can get insights through your dreams and intuitive epiphanies, and by looking at how things line up when you listen to readings or do whatever, and how they show up in your physical experience. And to be logical and objective, and to reach out to somebody who is, if you're not, but reach out to somebody in spirit if you feel like you don't have access. And Archangel Michael's a really good one to call on, and as is Archangel Raziel to help, and Zadkiel. So they can be really helpful to call on for just that mental, intellectual support, logical thinking. And you don't necessarily need to have that next thing or go to that next place or escape in any kind of way. Or sometimes we'll feel like if I just had this one extra thing that I need, I could move forward. But really you don't need anything else. You don't need to go somewhere else for this transformation to occur, is what I'm getting to tell you for these next 3 days. All right. I hope that was helpful. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and check out coaching if you want support in following through on your own intuitive guidance. All right. Have a good one. Thanks. Hello everyone, I'm Candace. This is Eclectic Coach, and this is your reading for what you need to know over the next 3 days. And we're going to look at some themes, just some guidance, and see what comes through. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because I kind of sporadic in when I make these videos, although I'm intending to make more of them. My goal is to make 200 for this project. But we're just burning some sage here, clearing the cards, clearing the space, and inviting in spirit, angels, guides that want to help with this reading. And another thing I kind of like to try to do is to pull up the deck, or the images on my phone here and tune in to the actual image. So, all right. Boom, boom. Okay. So, looking at the themes that are coming in for you over the next 3 days, for those of you who picked piece number 1, what do we need to know? Ooh. Okay, so we're just going to take all the cards that came here. And I am going to read reversals for this particular reading. Let me just take a look here. And so I see you in the next 3 days. What I'm hearing is you gain in your self-confidence. You start believing in yourself over the next 3 days is going to be a major theme. You're going to realize, I heard, you are no fool. And you've been through a lot. You've been humbled. And you are no fool. I'm hearing you're going to start showing up as you are. And you don't need to be on a high horse. You're just going to start just showing up. There's going to be a renewal of energy over the next 3 days. And I'm getting that over the next 3 days, you're going to be able to make some really nice emotional connections with maybe someone special in your life, a romantic partner, a good friend. But it's not going to, I'm just getting that you're going to have like a quiet confidence over the next couple days and an ability to connect emotionally with somebody. And that there's going to be a renewal of maybe positive feelings, romantic energies. There's going to be forgiveness, a resolution to a problem. And I'm getting that this can even apply in areas of business as well, I'm getting to tell you. But you're going to start feeling more confident, and an area that kind of maybe even knocked you off of your horse has made you smarter and wiser and more capable. And it also has made seeing into the future more clearly and the path ahead much easier for you. I just want to look at this card really quick. Yeah, you've kind of set aside any negative emotions of other people. You're just not focused on that. You're just going to be confident in yourself. You've learned from the past. There's a renewal of energy. You're willing to forgive others. They're willing to forgive you. I'm seeing more eye-to-eye, heartfelt conversations are going to be, you're going to have reviewed the past so that you have a plan for the future moving forward. You're not going to approach it as a fool. You're approaching it as a confident person who's been through some things and who's learned from the mistakes of the past. And those are going to be related to the themes. You're going to not be around people who are constantly reminding you of the past. You're getting away from any kind of negativity that way. And you're renewing your energy. And you don't need to be arrogant or anything like that. There's just this humble, quiet confidence and a realistic assessment of who you are and what you bring to the table that makes you very connectable, relatable. So how can they provide for themselves emotionally over the next 3 days? And I'm just going to... Let's see. I like to pull up the image sometimes. Here we go. This was kind of in reverse when I grabbed it. And what I got was you're letting go of things that don't add to your peace, but you're also understanding that it's not always smooth sailing all the time in all of your relationships, and that sometimes you kind of get knocked off of your original course. And maybe, yeah, you've had some things that have disturbed your peace, but you can bring it back into balance at any time. Anytime you lose your peace, you can get back there. And you're being guided to, let go intentionally of anything that's clouding this sense of peace and this sense of renewal. I'm just hearing removing anything that clouds your vision. I'm just really getting to pull one more card on the emotions. So, how can they provide for themselves? Realization. So, yeah, you've had the realization, I'm getting, that things aren't always peaceful in every relationship and every dynamic. But you can renew things, you can review the past, you can review what has worked and what's. And this is also regarding business or those close colleagues that you may have in your life, or somebody where maybe there's been some unpeaceful moments, but you've realized what you needed to learn from it. You're not a fool. It's made you wiser. And you can enact a plan moving forward. There's some realization that you can have and that will help you emotionally over the next 3 days, that come to this realistic realization about relationships and feeling confident in yourself because of what you had to learn and not in spite of it. Okay. Now, mentally, how can they best prepare for these next couple days? These next 3 days. So steady progress. Just see yourself as making steady progress. So maybe you got knocked off course. Maybe you made some mistakes. Maybe there was a fight. Maybe there was some area where you could see that you needed to make some improvement. When I read this description of this card, because I've had these for a very long time, it talks about how this Saint Teresa used to fall asleep during prayers. But it's all about the little way. It's all about the little things that you can do. And I'm hearing in relationship to the revitalization and the renewal of this relationship, pay attention to your partner's they're called bids for connection. John Gottman at the Gottman Institute can tell you which couples are going to stay together with 98% accuracy. And they've observed couples in kind of laboratory school setting, and they found that couples that pay attention to one another's bid for connection, it can be something as simple as giving them a glass of water, or it can be something as simple as making a joke or an inside joke or a look, and it's where your partner's trying to connect with you. Those little acts can really do a lot to help you renew and revitalize some sort of connection. I'm getting to heal, renew, and repair an important relationship and still maintain your sense of confidence and personal strength if there's been any upset in the relationship, and to just continually make those conscious, maybe small, sometimes even just simply symbolic steps towards moving forward. And know that you're doing that and give yourself credit for doing that is what I'm hearing, to keep moving forward over the next 3 days. Okay, now I want to ask, specific energies to consciously activate. Specific energies to consciously activate. Specific energies to consciously activate. Okay. So if there have been things that have not worked out the way you wanted, and you're being asked to let go of any self-disappointment or discontentment with the past. And if a new person is entering your life, be open to that. Also, be open to this revitalization and renewal of energy these next 3 days with an existing relationship. And it's going to start this whole new phase. So be open to that. And give yourself credit for the learnings that you're making and the steady progress that you're making to improve the quality of this relationship. Now, specific messages of encouragement for you over the next 3 days from Spirit is, you found it. So I'm hearing for some of you, if you need to find something, a document, a thing, some item, something that you've been looking for, you're going to find it. But then also recognizing that you have everything you need within you, and that it's already there. You already have it. You've already found it. So be confident in yourself and all that you are and all that you've grown to become. And then also, you found something very special in this relationship, and it's worth renewing. It's worth allowing it to grow into this new phase. It's worth, giving up ideas of perfectionism around relationships. It's worth seeing the steady progress and just growing forward. And to know that you can make mistakes, they can make mistakes, you can renew, repair, and move forward. So very similar actually to the last relation, or one of the last piles, but you found something here. And or you are going to find something that you really need over the next 3 days. But if it's related to a renewal or a revitalization of a relationship, you have something special in this, and it's worth it to renew, to revitalize and re-strengthen. So I hope that was helpful for those of you who chose this reading. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Hello everyone, I'm Candace. This is Eclectic Coach, and I'm going to be doing your reading today. And we're going to be looking at some of the themes that are going to be emerging over the next 3 days, and just get some advice from Spirit on what you can do to best prepare. I like to kind of tune into the reading myself and to kind of look at the images and see what's coming through here. So take a deep breath and just tune into what resonates, where you feel like a movement or a shift in energy in your body. Of course, if it doesn't feel right, or if it's just not clicking, then maybe go to another reading. Or it should feel good, it should feel right, should feel resonant. So don't force it. So Spirit, please guide us in helping those who picked piece number 4 understand what they need to over the next couple days. Sometimes they move around, so sorry if this gets weird. Okay. So what are some of the themes that may be activated over, I'm just going to do this on my lap, it's just easier, over the next 3 days. Oh, all right. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of movement over the next 3 days. So one of just the feelings that I got was that there's just going to be a feeling of like celebration and just forward momentum movement. There's going to be the end of a very difficult situation. You're going to be embracing change. You're going to be ready for friends, fun, celebrations, maybe events. As we're starting off this week, we've got a lot of planets in Aries, although this is a timeless reading. I'm just getting this influx of new spring energy, exciting opportunities, career advancements. I got happy hour, time for friends, coworkers, social events, community events, a standstill that you may have been going through where you were in a pause and needing to kind of like look at things from a different angle is now over. And now you're just going to be feeling this very strong influx of energy, social energy, wanting to communicate, ready for the new is what's happening over the next 3 days. And how you can care for yourself emotionally. Should I do it? No. I'm doing, okay. So is this the deck? Maybe we should do the moon deck. Okay, we're going to do the moon deck. How you need to care for yourself emotionally over the next 3 days for the most optimal results. But I'm seeing just, an exciting opportunity will be presenting itself over the next 3 days. You are going to be invited to social events, social things. You need to have more fun, so prioritize that. Okay, so flippers only, how to care for themselves emotionally. Okay, so I'm getting be open to change, be open to things being difficult. I'm hearing that saying from, I think it's Sonia Chaquette. I love her intuitive guidance. She's amazing. Check her out. Talking about life is as good as you can stand it. So be open to this change. Be open to feeling differently and not feeling this heavy energy or feeling trapped by addiction. Be open to this positive change. Be open to it because, you're worthy of it. Really have that self-love. Know that you deserve to have breaks. You deserve to have treats. You're going to have this new, fresh, confident energy, and I'm hearing to go for those things is an act of self-love emotionally. And right now is the time to not be so focused on trying to grow and improve yourself. Yes, there is space for that. There's time for that, but this isn't it. Right now, it's about having fun, self-love, be open to change, be open to movement, be open to fresh energy. Okay, so let's look at, sorry if the table shakes, how to stay mentally healthy and mentally in the right place. I'm also getting to pull one card for you about what to do with your body that I didn't pull with everyone else, but how to stay mentally. Oh my gosh. All right, so this just like, they just fell out. Some of the same cards that were in the other one. Powerful, intuitive epiphanies. So pay attention to your intuition. And I'm hearing make the most of the friendships, the relationships, the job opportunities. This is a reoccurring theme. So maybe this is because I'm using the same deck, and also it's a group reading for the next 3 days. So what's going on astrologically, but let go of fear and worry. Let go of all that. This is a time for fun and friends and this new influx of energy, focusing on just like loving yourself, feeling beautiful, being open to change. Not so focused on constant personal growth, digging into all your issues, but being open to fun and intuition and where that's leading you. And yeah. And then I'm getting really, it's not about going someplace new. It's not about going to a new area or getting new friends or a new job or a new this. It's about really nurturing like what you have now and mentally like taking stock and a mental assessment of all the people and fun social community related things that you already have in your environment and going to them and making and working with them. Okay, so any specific advice for these next 3 days? The star. Yeah, so look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes, bringing relief from challenging times. So for these next 3 days, I mean, it's a short period of time. Whenever you're getting this, it's a timeless reading. Be optimistic about the future. Enjoy this spring feeling that you might be having right now. As you raise your frequency, you're going to have a lot of intuitive epiphanies. There's going to be like a romantic glow to things, a beauty, a hue of like light and infused energy. And so I'm just seeing this like light on her wings here. And so enjoy that. Look up at the night sky, wonder how beautiful things are. You know, take a deep breath, go to these celebrations, take a step outside, like look up at the sky, enjoy, make wishes. Feel the energy of renewed enthusiasm and just this forward move, like energy, passion that is happening for you, and go forward with it. So, any other messages of support? So, yep. Today, these next 3 days is about completely walking away from any dishonest people, but not even thinking about it, not being like, I'm walking away from this and making all these resolutions to remove these toxic people from your life, but just, you know, focusing on what would make you happy, focusing on the friends that you do like and that are nice and that are fun and that are supportive, on the events that you can attend, like any kind of discord, negativity, just let that go. That's like not for you to be thinking about for these next couple days. It's just enjoying this passion, the self-love. This isn't like time for a ton of introspection. It's a time for taking some of those intuitive hits and ideas and acting on those epiphanies and being open to change and seeing how good life can show up for you, because some wishes are coming true for you, maybe even in the next 3 days. You're going to have some happy, positive events that bring relief from these challenging times. So be grateful and make a wish and use all this social energy. So I hope that that was helpful for those of you who picked piece number 4. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell and check out coaching if you're interested on following through on your own intuitive guidance. Thanks.